Okay, fine. So in today's class, we should be discussing about the next topic called as partitioning, right? So in this partitioning, let us know the definition of partitioning here. Partition is nothing but dividing of the memory into two different sections. One is reserved for an operating system and the other part is divided for the user area, right? So this basically is divided into two different sections, one for operating system, another one for the user area, right? Here the user area, we are going to allocate the process. It is reserved only for that particular process to execute and save it into it, right? This is what we say as partitioning, right? And correspondingly, I have defined something here, P1 process, and followed with this 400K. What is it indicating? The process P1 is having a storage capacity of holding a partition section of 400K, right? And next, P2 is the next process which is having 200K. Again, P3 is having 300K. What is it indicating? Each and every process is allocated with fixed partition, but it differing with respect to the size, right? This is what we term as partitions. Is that clear? Fine. And this partitioning can be explained with respect to this protection. Why basically we go for the protection? To have a security for that particular process. I told you in the previous class also. Protection is basically done in the memory just to make a legal access of this area, because whichever the process which we have decided, which is resided in the user area, should not utilize the space from the operating system. Neither the operating system should go and utilize the user area space. In such a way that we are going to provide a protection, right? Here the protection with respect to two factors called as LBR and UBR. What is this? LBR stands for lower bound register and upper bound register, right? Lower bound is initial beginning value, upper bound is highest and the end value, right? So here lower bound of that I have mentioned it as 100, upper bound I have mentioned it as B plus L. What is our B plus L here? In the previous class we told B stands for base, L stands for limit, right? And here we have been explained with respect to a figure. What is this figure indicating? It's a fence address, right? Here CPU is there, decision making. What is this particular symbol is representing? A relocation register, right? In the previous class we have discussed what do you mean by relocation register, what do you mean by this CPU logical address, what do you mean by this limit register and all, right? So here how the protections that we are bringing in for the process in our partitioning, we shall discuss this thing in detail with respect to figure now. Here CPU is going to generate an address. That address is called as logical address, right? This logical address which is generated is going to check with respect to the limit registers, right? Whatever the address which is generated, for example, CPU has generated it as 500, okay? And my limit register is 600. For example, what do? This address generated is going to cross verify with this limit register. Now can you check it out? 500 is less than that of limit register? Yes, the condition becomes true. Then what we do it? We are going to, because whatever the address which is generated, this has to be loaded and stored into my memory, right? That has to be stored and loaded into a memory. How is it possible? With the help of this relocation register. I repeat it once again. What do you mean by relocation register? That is nothing but mapping up of logical to physical address. Okay, we are going to map between logical address and physical address with the help of a memory management unit called as this plus symbol, that is relocation register. We have gone through in the previous example, right? Linking up of this from CPU to the memory, there should be some link should be established, right? That establishment is done with this relocation register, which is going to check and finally that process is being loaded. Directly you cannot load that process here. We are just simply writing out. First P1 process is stored under this. How that exactly that linking is done? How that exactly the process is loaded into the memory? With the help of this relocation register. If this condition becomes true, then we say it as yes. Plus what is that relocation register value? Like for example in the previous class we have taken it as 1000, right? That 1000 plus this 500 will be 1500, right? 1000 plus 500 means how much? It will be 1500. It means that in my memory, where is that 1500 location? For example, if it is here in my memory means at that particular location my process P1 will be stored. This is how the process of linking, whichever the process which is there, it's going to be linked by checking the limit register, adding up with the relocation value, then it is stored into the memory. Okay. This is how the things is been done with the help of this partitioning by using lower bound and upper bound. We have mentioned the lower bound as 100, right? What is this 100 here? Operating system area that we have specified it as 100. Okay, only 100K is being reserved for OS and rest of the things is reserved for a user area, right? For example, I will be considering this as 1000K. Among 1000, only 100 I am going to reserve only for OS, means rest of the 900 I will be dividing among the user area, right? Among 900, the process may take depending upon that size, right? One process may require 500, another process may require 200, another process may require 100. In this way, it has to be accommodated within the space that is being provided, right? Fine. So here, partitioning now it is clear. Simply is dividing into two different sections, and this is how the production is done with respect to our lower bound and the upper bound. Lower bound is 100 because we have specified here OS size as 100, and the upper bound is maximum we have mentioned 200, 300, 400, which is the highest size 400. That's why we have mentioned it as 400. But upper bound is calculated with the help of base plus limit register. What is that base? That is initial value. 100 plus 400 will be fine. This is how one protection is done for that particular thing, right? Now we shall go with the types of partitioning. How the types of partitioning is done here? I told you there is partitioning of this memory is done with respect to two different types. One is called as MFT and one is MVT. What is this MFT stands for? Multi-programming. Multi-programming with fixed task. Okay. And MVT stands for same. Multi-programming with variable size. Right? Partition is normally divided into two sections, but in that, what are the different types of partitioning? Because all the partitioning will not be the same. Some partitions are fixed, some partitions are varying, depending upon the size. That's what we have written. MFT is multi-programming with fixed number of the partitions that is allocated in the program or in the memory is called as MVT. That's what I have written here. Here predefined and fixed partitions are done in the memory, right? Whereas in case of MVT, that is multi-programming with variable task. Variable refers to change in the size, right? It depends even. Here it depends upon the process or the program that is defined by the users, right? And here the partitions are not fixed. Like for example, here there was a fixed. Already the partitions are fixed because our size was been mentioned, right? Size was been mentioned, so therefore directly we are allocating. This is MFT. Fixed partitions are done. Whereas in case of our MFT, what we do it, one area is reserved for OS, this is fixed. But as and when the process, how it is coming, we are going to make a partitioning in case of this, right? Whereas in case of our MFT, what we do, already the memory is being allocated with the predefined partitions. Partitions, we are dividing the program into smaller sections. This particular section we say it as a partitioning or segments, right? So this is what MFT and this is what we say it as MVT. Is that clear? Perfect. We shall begin with the next topic called as partition allocation policies. What are the different types of the different partition allocation policies? It is basically divided into three sections or three policies. One is called as first fit policy, best fit policy and worst fit, right? As all these three things are the three different policies that we are using in the partition techniques, okay? That is used under your memory location, right? So all these three are indicated with the name itself. First fit, best fit and worst fit, right? So now let us define what do you mean by the first fit. So first fit is nothing but it allocates the first free large space which is there in the memory, right? according to the first policies or the first fit, what we are doing, which process is having the largest space, first largest space, not a largest space enough, it should be first largest free space available in the memory, that particular process is allocated first, right? That is what we say it as first fit, right? Now we should go with the next topic. Next type is best fit. Here what does it do? Here we are allocating for the first free large space. What about this best? It is going to allocate the smallest value, right? It allocates the smallest free space in the memory, right? Best fit is going to allocate the smallest free space. First fit is going to allocate the first largest space, right? And the worst fit is that it's inverse of both these things, right? Neither it allocates the first space, neither it allocates the smallest. Instead of that, it's going to allocate the largest among the entire memory. In my entire memory, which space is having the largest space, at that particular space, the process is going to allocate. That is called as worst fit, right? Now we shall explain this thing in detail by considering this numerical. I have provided here one numerical example, like consider the process with 5 memory partitions, right? 5 memory partitions with corresponding size I have mentioned. What is that? It means that memory is divided into how many sections? 5 sections, as it is clearly indicated in the problem, right? So here I have specified even the size of it, right? What are those sizes? 100K, 500, 200, 300 and 600K in order. What do you mean by in order?
In progress, ma'am.
It is contiguous allocation. So here the allocation of this process is done in the memory in a continuous fashion, in a sequential order. That's why we have mentioned it as in order. And you have remember partition is an example of contiguous. Yes, that's why we have written here it as in order, right? And memory should also be done in this particular fashion. Then, how could we achieve this first fit, best fit and worst fit algorithm? By taking these processes. Got my question now? These are the processes, these are the memory allocated, right? These are the memory allocated, these are the processes, fine? And let us define partitioning of this memory, right? Here this is my memory. I have divided the memory into 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and corresponding the size as per the question which is being mentioned, which is that 100K, 500K, 200K, 300K and 600, right? All these things is been mentioned. According to this first fit partition, what it is going to do? Let us consider each and every process that is defined under the problem, considering it as processes P1, P2, P3 and P4. Let us consider these 4 processes P1, P2, P3 and P4. This is also in an order how it has been come, right? So here memory is there, we have allocated the size. Now I have to solve using all these 3 techniques. I am going to use the first fit now. What is the first fit it is indicating? It is going to allocate the first largest space. Everyone know that? By looking into the figure, don't concentrate on this. Which is among this 100 to 600, which is the largest? 600. You say it's 600, but according to my first fit, what it is saying? First largest space which is allocated in the memory. Which is the first largest space allocated right from the beginning? Obviously 500. That's why what do we do it? We allocate the process P1 here, right? After this, which is the next process, because we are doing it as in order, how it has appeared, right? Which is the next process? 417K, right? According to first fit, what we do again? One the largest space I think. After this, next to the largest space among this will be 600. As we go it down, 100, 500, 200, 300, next largest after this will be 600. Right? That's why we have located this P2 into this. After this, next largest space will be 300, right? After 600, next largest would be 300. Therefore, which is the next process? 112 will be placed under this, right? Now, next will be 426K. But my allocated space over here is not possible, right? My allocated space is not possible over here. That's why what we do, it is not going to fit into this particular case. Therefore, we say that here process P4 is not allocated in the memory just because the allocated of the memory size is smaller, where the process which we are entering is larger. Therefore, it is unable to fit into text size. Okay, got the meaning of it? First fit is nothing but it's going to allocate the first largest space in the memory. Got it? Now let us go the best fit now. Right? What is the best fit? Same problem. Allocate the same memory location. Correspondingly, the numbers what we have provided. Take this. First process is 212K. Among my memory, which is the smallest it is going to take? Which is the smallest? Tell me. Among the given process. P3 is the smallest, right? So this is the smallest. Therefore, allocate that into this particular location, right? After that, which is the next?
200.
Okay, now let us move to the next partition allocation called as best fit. Where according to a best fit, what does it happen? Which is going to allocate the smallest free space into the memory, right? A smallest free space. So this is the process P1, P2, P3, P4, and this is the memory that we have allocated, right? 212 is the first process, and where it is going to allocate here? Obviously into the 300K. Why? Because the process is 212 and my smallest memory allocation which is going to satisfy the memory is 300. That's why we are going to store here it as process P1, right? This is done. Now next, which is the process? 417K. Which is the next smallest value? Because we are working out with the best fit. Smallest value, and even it should satisfy with the respect to this particular memory location. 417. Check out 100 is going to satisfy. 500.
Yes, ma'am.
200. No. 300 is already done. We need not have to concentrate. 600. No. So 600 is compared to this we have already the 500. Why to make a wastage of this particular area? Therefore, what do? We allocate the second P2 process. And this 417 is going to fit into this particular smallest, right? This is the second smallest process, right? After this, which is the next process, which is there, 112, right? And 112, check out again. The smallest value present under my memory, which is the third smallest possible value that I can accumulate in my memory. Because 500 is done, 300 is done. It means P1 and P2 is done. What do? P3 is left out. Check out 100. Is it possible to fit into this 112? No. 200? Yes. There is left out only with respect to 200 and 600. 200 and 112. It means it is easily for me to accumulate this third process into this 200K. Right? Therefore, this is the third smallest value I am going to store. That's why P3 is completed. Right? And the last process is 426. And the allocated space into my memory, the last smallest value will be 600 because 426 is less than that of 600 and this is my smallest value. So the left out only thing is P4 is allocated here. Got it now? Depending upon the smallest size possible values and the arrival of the process, they are going to fit into my memory location, right? So here P1, P2, P3 and P4, right? All the processes are allocated in the best fit. Therefore, always the partitioning is working out with the best fit, right? Whereas in case of first fit, only 3 processes were done. They were left out with 1 process. It means there is a wastage of these things taking place, right? To overcome this, there is a one more type called as fragmentation, right? That will go in detail in the next class. What do you mean by that fragmentation? Now let us go after this best fit. The last partition policy called as worst fit. As the name itself indicating. If first allocation is not done, We are going to find out for the smallest value. If the smallest best fit is also not working out, then we go with the last chance. That is with the worst case or the worst fit. Here, what is the worst fit indicating? It's going to allocate the largest possible value. Either the largest possible value may occur in the first of the memory or else may occur at the last of the memory, irrespective of it, right? We don't say it should be coming in the first or it should may come in the middle or it may come in the last, irrespective of it, right? Therefore, the largest possible allocated memory is called as worst fit. Is that clear? Fine. Now consider the values of it. What are the process again? 212, 470, 112 and lastly was 426. So these are the four processes and the memory we have written here as 100, 500, 200K, 300K and 600, right? We are divided into 5 different sections. So first process is 212. When I am working out with worst fit, what we have to do? Instead of making it to the first space, no. Either we have to shift it to the smallest value, no. Instead of that, what we do in the worst case? This particular value has to be fit into the most largest value present in my memory. Which is the most largest value?
600.
Among the memory, which is the largest is 600. That's why P1 is stored under this. What now? After this, which is the next process? 470. Among my memory, which is the next second largest possible value?
20.
Obviously, 500. Therefore, we have allocated this. And the memory process value is also 470. The next largest value over the memory is 500. Right? Now, next third is 112. Next third largest value in my memory will be
100.
is 300. That's why we have allocated the P3 value, right? And the next is the fourth process value is 426, right? This is the process value, but in my memory location, do we have that much of the partition fixed size? Do we have that partition value? No, because one I have 200K, another one I have 100K. But my process value is 426, but it is not possible to fit neither in 100 nor in 200. Therefore, this in worst case also P4 does not allocate into the memory.
Right.
Is that clear now? First fit, best fit and the worst fit.
Worst fit.
Fine.